as we go through this now, this will start to make sense and make even more sense to those of you who it already makes sense, if that makes sense. Okay, so when we talk about this idea of support and resistance, what we're really talking about are levels of support, levels of supply and demand, rather. Okay, these are areas where buyers will step in, or these are areas where maybe more sellers will step in. And you'll notice, and Ben's got up on here the support and resistance diagram, that we can really have this in more than one idea. In other words, we can have diagonal support and resistance, we can have horizontal support and resistance, and we can even have resistance as kind of a hybrid of the two. Okay? I think for me, maybe the best way, or a way at least, for us to help to understand levels of support and resistance and how the stocks and how the price action around support and resistance may respond is this idea of floors and ceilings. Okay? Floors and ceilings. I have a ball. This is a lacrosse ball. This lacrosse ball today represents price action. This is the price of the stock. So when the price of the stock comes down to an area and bounces off of that area, we're going to call that area support. Exactly. That support is supporting me. It's supporting the bounce of the ball. While the price action comes down to that level when buyers step in and force it up. So we come into an area of demand and the ball or the price comes back up. Now, does that happen every single time? Some of you say yes. Does that happen every single time? Does the price go down and bounce off of the exact same spot every single time, guys? No, it does not. And so what we need to understand is this thing called momentum. Before I get to that, I should talk about ceiling. So we have the floor here. If I bounce it off the floor, it's going to go up, and it could go as high as what? This is the participation part. This is a really high ceiling. This has to go really high. It would have to go really high, but nonetheless, there's a ceiling, right? And it could go as high as the ceiling. When it hits the ceiling, what's likely to happen to the ball? It's going to come back down. It's the same thing with price action. So when it gets to the ceiling, we see that as an area where sellers are stepping in. Okay, too much supply, you're going to sell, it's going to come back down, potentially come back down to what? Down to the floor. Now, we have this phenomenon called momentum. If I were to throw this ball with enough momentum against the floor, presumably it could do what? It could break through that floor. If it breaks through that floor, we have what we call a break of support. Now, if it breaks through that floor, it's going to find another floor below this floor, and that floor becomes new support. What do you suppose this floor becomes if we have new support below it? What do you suppose this floor becomes? It becomes resistance, potentially, okay?